What's up guys, Techder on a new video. In the video of today we're going to take a more in-depth look at the JBL Charge 5. So I've been testing out the speaker in different colors for the last few weeks, and this is actually my opinion. So I know some people say it's not that great, others say it's pretty decent, and I'm kind of in the middle of it. So first off, audio quality I would say is decent. Because with the JBL Charge 5 there is one thing that I like over other speakers, and that is the constant quality in different sound categories. That's also why I do different kinds of sound testing, like bass test, but also sometimes jazz music. I also did some rock music sometimes with also JBL speakers. I'm doing that because I like to see how it's performing in all that kind of audio. Because some people say, yeah, I don't like it in, like, for example, hip-hop songs or maybe like deep bass songs, and I sometimes can agree. Like, the bass is very good on the speaker, like if you put it in a corner especially, the bass is doing very well. It also goes very deep, but it's not very bass heavy, so that means it's very balanced for most songs, and that's why I actually kind of like the sound, because it's performing in every category decent. Not perfect, but decent. And yeah, also this black color, I really like it. Some people maybe prefer the blue one or the green one. I'm also looking to get the squat version, so the camouflage version, but that's not available yet. So for now I have the black one. This one I bought for 90 euros, with shipping 100 euros from somebody private. He didn't have the warranty card, so he said, yeah, like, you can have it for 90 euros. I took the risk. It's original, it's a TL model. So it has everything, serial number on an original box, so it's just like new. It wasn't even opened. So let's talk about the quality between the speakers. I already can tell you guys this video isn't going to be short, so be warned. This will be like really depth into sound quality. I also did some comparison with other speakers. I will also talk about that, like for example with the Anker Sound Commotion Plus. Let's first start with the build quality overall. JBL had some bad build quality last year, especially with the Flip 4, the Flip 5. Between that time, the build quality wasn't very great. Like the Flip 5, it wasn't built, especially with the Flip 4, it was a little bit lower. But with the Charge 4, they improved the quality a bit. Then the Extreme 2 came. Extreme 2 was also very decent. And then the Extreme 3 or the Boombox 2 came, and with the Boombox 2 the quality was still very decent, a little bit simpler but still very much good. Packaging was always a little bit, I would say it does the trick to give it to you, to give you an unboxing experience to be happy, but it's not really special. But with Extreme 3 something has noticed me. The packaging was very cheap, and the Extreme 3, honestly, I didn't really like it much. Also had to do with that the sides weren't very beautiful maybe, and some people didn't really like the new design that was arriving then. But with the Charge 5 I have to say the build quality has improved a bit on the Extreme 3, even if this one is cheaper, and also it's a little bit more practical to use. Of course, it's smaller, and honestly the sound quality is actually much better, because this speaker has more sound power out of its size. Like with the Extreme 3, it was really like, it wasn't bad, especially in the clear sound. It had enough highs, but the bass was a little bit lacking in the Extreme 3. For example, the Anker Sound Commotion Plus I found a little bit better, and this one is much smaller, and when the Extreme 3 was released it was also much cheaper. This one is still around 80 euros, 90 euros, depending where you try to get it. So this one is also like the big kind of speaker to compare with the Extreme 3. So I compared them both, and I must say that finally JBL has stepped a little bit up. Of course, the JBL is not providing stereo sound, but also on this kind of size I don't really hear the difference much. It is present, but honestly, because the Charge 5 has now a tweeter here, the highs are pretty decent and very widespread. So it doesn't sound that mono like with the Charge 4. That really sounded not great. I was happy to get rid of it very soon because the Charge 4 was just muffled, no highs, really like centered to one side. And back then I also made a comment when people were replying like, do you like the Charge 4? I said like no, they had enough room for a tweeter. Now this is actually the Charge 4 improved, finally a tweeter added to it, because there's enough space for a tweeter and it still has a pretty big battery inside. So I'm happy that they have improved that. Also it has the new Bluetooth version, so 5.1. There's also 5.2 on my OnePlus 9 Pro, but version 5 is already better than 4. The latency is a little bit better, it still doesn't have like HD audio, but the audio is clear enough because of Bluetooth 5. That also increases the quality and the range. Practicality is a bit lower. It doesn't have auxiliary port anymore. Also has to do with a lot of new phones don't provide that anymore. And the USB Type-C port has no port on it anymore, so you can use it without a port. And the charging to charge an external device is still USB Type-A, so no USB Type-C, and it's behind the flap. What I do have noticed that the charging speed to charge an external device with the Charge 5 is a little bit slow, and the Charge 5 itself can charge pretty fast. I connected my OnePlus charger, I connected a laptop charger with it, and the charging of the speaker is pretty fast. Within a few hours it's full. And then we go to the battery life. So because I tested different units, I could see how everyone is performing in battery life. So I had the TL model and the ND model. The ND model I kind of prefer in the build quality. It was a little bit better. This one isn't bad. All the models are pretty decent built, but the TL of the ND model is better built inside. So better plastic materials, better speaker materials, overall a better housing. Sound quality is about 90% the same. I would say that the ND model is providing a little bit more bass, maybe in the mids, but this one is a bit clearer sound. So at the end, I decided to keep the TL model because it's also cheaper for me now, and the highs are pretty good for like classic songs, not like the 80s, the 90s songs, that kind of stuff. Let's go to the battery life. The battery life with all those kind of units, I have to be honest, it's not incredible, but also not bad. It is a little bit like with other JBL speakers, you really have to take a look how loud you put in the speaker. When you put the speaker on max volume, it would be empty within 2-3 hours. If you do it on 50% volume, you get near to, I think, 10 hours, something like that. But don't believe the 20 hours rating, because that's maybe only on 20% volume with very slow music, not with a lot of bass, so the speaker doesn't need to power a lot of power. So the battery life isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not like advertised. For example, with the Anker Sound Commotion, the battery life of this one is also not as advertised, like no speakers doing that, but I would say this one is overall giving me a little bit better battery life experience for the price also. Because you have to keep in mind, this one was a lot cheaper. Of course mine doesn't look very well now, because I took a lot of the speaker, so the back is also not very great anymore. But the battery life overall from the Motion Plus is a little bit better. But I also compared the Charge 5 of course with the cheaper speaker, the Throne Smart Force 2. This is a brand actually made by GEEKBUYING, so they provide actually pretty good cheaper speakers, and this one isn't bad either. It's of course a little bit more budget, 50 euros, so this one is a lot expensive, but I did a sound comparison and there is of course a lot of difference, but for the price difference, the Throne Smart isn't very bad. I took everything almost, but there's one thing I have forgot, and that is actually the price, because I'm already complaining like the Anker Sound Commotion isn't the best anymore of these two, but the price is still a lot cheaper of this stuff, and this one is really built very durable. Even if you damage it, it still stays steady. And like with the Charge 5, I have to be honest, the build quality is very good still, but I'm not sure if it will live long for a very long time. It's just a little bit, I don't know for certain. With the Tron Smart, if you compare it also with the Charge 5, it's a lot cheaper, but also still providing a lot of volume. And then my conclusion is the JBL Charge 5 is a good speaker still. It's a lot better than the Charge 4. I really didn't like that speaker at all. But a few things that are a little bit less is the battery life, and I would say the build quality is still on some places, especially with the TL model, a little bit lower. But I still think if you can get a little bit cheaper like I did, but also if you can like save 20-40 euros on it, it's definitely a good try. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.